G'day, my name is Shay with Box Collector, and today I will be teaching you how to play the 2 to 4 player game, Onward, designed by Giacomo and Riccardo Neri and published by Skytear Games, who provided me with this copy. Onward is a MOBA-inspired board game. In it, there are 2 teams, and each team controls a set number of heroes whose goal is to make it down the lanes, taking out the towers and minions, and eventually destroying the nexus. To set up the game, place the double-sided game board, or in my case, the upgraded double-sided playing mat, in the center of the table, with the nexus area close to the respective team. For your first game, we recommend the 3-lane map. Players split into light and shadow teams assigned randomly. Tokens with the dark border are for units friendly to the shadow team, and tokens with gold borders are for units friendly to the light team. In the base game for the nexuses, the towers, minions, and heroes, you'll play with cardboard. However, in the upgraded edition, they're 3D, which is what I'll be using. Place the Onward token on the number 1 of the day track with the light team side up. Place the 4 outsider tokens, the outsider sheet, and the outsider figure next to the board. It will only enter play in a river area once all heroes have taken a turn at the end of a day. Find the monster tokens and create 1 stack for each different type of monster. You should have a total of 6 stacks. Place 1 stack in each jungle as shown, where it goes 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6. It doesn't really matter which 4, 5, and 6 are there, but you want to make sure each team is perfectly balanced on each side. Each team places their nexus figure in their nexus area. Each team places their nexus token next to the number 9 of the hit points track. Each team places 3 of their token towers in each lane. Each team places 3 of their tower tokens in each lane, placed on the border dividing 2 areas as shown. Each team places their minion tokens next to the board as a reserve. Create a reserve of status tokens next to the board. Find the item cards, shuffle each stack, and place it face up in the mark. Red for damage, yellow for speed, blue for defense, and green for lane control. Additionally, the color of an item's border indicates the rarity. The dark borders are for common items, which appear in multiple copies each. The bright border for unique items, which have only 1 copy. Players may not look at the cards underneath the topmost item card. Each team chooses 4 different heroes following one of the suggested methods in the rulebook. As a tip, 1 hero of each color forms a well-rounded team. Whenever you choose a hero, place their sheet next to you with the dark border face up. Place their HP token next to the 9 of the HP track. Use the side of the token corresponding to your team. Place the hero figure in your friendly nexus area. Take the 6 cards with the hero image and set them aside for the next step. Each hero has 1 ultimate spell, represented by the card with the gold border and a 4 in the top right corner. Place all the ultimates of your heroes in a face-up stack next to you, forming your discard pile. The order of the cards don't matter. Take all of your other hero cards, there should be 5 for each hero, and shuffle these cards to form your deck and place it face down next to the discard pile. Each player draws 2 cards into their hand. In a 3-player game, the player without a teammate draws 4 instead. If your draw pile ever runs out, then take your discard pile and shuffle it together, meaning that the 4 gold ultimate cards will be shuffled into your new draw deck. And at the end of your turn, if you have more than 7 cards in your hand, place any of them into your discard pile until you have 7. Each player takes 1 player aid. And that's the setup. The goal of the game is the first team that destroys the enemy nexus wins. You have 3 ways to damage and destroy it. The first is to siege it with your minions. The second is to attack it with your heroes. And the third is casting spells to target it. In any case, you must first destroy the enemy towers that are blocking your access to the enemy nexus. And to destroy the towers, you have the same 3 ways: siege, attack, or cast spells on them. The player aid is great for understanding a round's structure. For the first round of the game, you'll skip the shop phase. But in subsequent rounds, you'll start the new round with shopping. Teams shop in order of team priority, indicated by the Onward token. This priority will change whenever there is a tie for the fastest hero. So as of right now, the light team will shop first. To shop, purchase any number of items from the market by paying their cost, shown at the top of each card. To purchase an item, place enough gold tokens of your team in the reserve and take change back as needed. After purchasing an item, place it next to any friendly hero's sheet. That hero gains the item's effects. Each hero may have at most one item in each color. While shopping, you may discard items to make room, but they cannot be moved between heroes. To discard an item, place it at the bottom of the stack on the market. The next part of a round is the plan phase. The team with priority chooses a player on their team who has a ready hero. A ready hero is a hero that is in this position. If a hero is like this, they are exhausted, and if they're completely upside down, it means they are respawning. If your team does not have a ready hero, your team skips the planning phase. To plan, draw 2 cards from your deck. You'll then choose one ready hero to plan with. Choose any 1 card from your hand to be your plan card for the round, and place it face down on the chosen hero's sheet. The plan determines how many movement points and attack points that hero may gain during their turn. So when you're planning, ignore the bottom part of the plan card and also its illustration, because those are only relevant when using this card to cast it as a spell. Then the next team without priority will do the same thing. You'll then reveal plan cards simultaneously. So if the other team played this card, the initiative of a hero is the movement point, which looks like it matches what I played perfectly. So since they match, the team with priority breaks that tie and flips the onward token. So this player broke the tie with this, so they get to go first, and then the onward token is flipped. However, if they had played this card instead, then they would have gone first because they had higher movement points and the onward token wouldn't have been changed. Now it's the fastest hero's turn. At the start of your hero's turn, they become the active hero, and you must choose whether to use the normal plan on your plan card or the fallback plan on the hero's sheet. Then the hero gains the movement points and attack points of the chosen plan. And in case you forget, that is explained here on the player aid. Once you've chosen your plan, you have a number of different actions that you can take. And you can take any number of the actions in any order. To move this guy, I'll spend 1 movement point to move to an adjacent area. So I could move here, or down here, or up here. All 3 of these are adjacent. If I was already here, or if I wanted to use another movement point, I can only move here. And you can see adjacencies by these little arrows. So these 2 are adjacent right here, 2 arrows. These areas are adjacent, but these boundaries block either side. So I can only go back or forward. And if I'm using this plan that I had originally placed for this hero, I have 3 movement points, and so far I've spent 2, so I could go again. If you ever want to move your hero to an adjacent area that has a tower, you're unable to, because the towers prevent adjacency. And the river is like any other area for movement purposes. And with my 3rd movement point, I'm going to move over here. Now I have an attack action indicated here that I can use. And it's important to understand what sort of attack your hero can do. So the hero that I chose is this guy, which has this arrow symbol here, meaning that he's ranged. Whereas other heroes have a sword indicating melee. Ranged heroes only attack adjacent areas. So this guy would be able to attack this guy because this area is adjacent. However, because there is a tower here, the tower blocks that adjacency, making it so that this hero cannot attack this adjacent space. But if this tower wasn't here, to resolve an attack, I'll reveal and discard the top card from my deck. So I just drew this card out, and the strength of the card is indicated at the top right. So this has a strength of 2, meaning that it'll deal 2 damage to the target. If there is a plus next to the number, you can reveal an additional attack card and sum the strength of all of the attack cards. However, if you're ever attacking a weak enemy, such as a minion which only has 1 health point, then there's no need to flip a card because the number will always be at least 1, so you're guaranteed to kill them, which will often be the case with minions, monsters, and towers. So if I drew this card for attacking, then I'm going to do 2 damage, and I'll be attacking this guy here. So then the HP of that hero drops down by 2. Another action you can take is the cast action. To declare a cast action, you must place one card from your hand face up in front of you. The effect at the bottom of the card is what will resolve. Now, it's important to note that although I am playing with this hero on my turn, when casting a spell, the hero illustrated on the card is the caster. So all the distances are measured relative to that caster. And any friendly hero in play may cast spells during your turn, even exhausted ones. As long as you have cards left in your hand, there is no limit to the number of spells you can cast. And to resolve a cast action, you just do what is written in the effect of the played card in the written order, and as much as possible. Then place the played card in your discard pile. If a spell lets you move or attack, that caster doesn't have to pay any movement or attack points. And although I haven't explained it yet, enemies cannot react to free actions. When a hero declares an action, such as declaring they're moving from here to here, or declaring that they are attacking, at most, one friendly hero may declare one reactive cast action in response. And if they do, their spell will resolve before the action they responded to. Reactive cast actions may only be taken with reactive spells identified by a lightning bolt symbol. And teams can declare multiple reactive cast actions in response to each other as long as they alternate. And if this happens, the cast actions will resolve in reverse order. So if this guy were taking an action, I respond with a reactive spell, then they respond to my response with their own reactive spell. It'll go them, then me, then the hero. And it's important to note that reactive spells may also be cast as non-reactive spells during your turn, during friendly heroes' turns. It's also possible to miss a target. All right, let's say I now have two guys in this area here, and this guy is attacking this guy. A reaction that every hero has is Flash, which allows that hero to move to an adjacent area. So I could use this, which is going to control this guy, and I can move him out of the way. And because I would react to that attack, I get to move first before their attack goes off, meaning that this attack missed me. So they don't need to flip an attack card since there won't be any attacking. And the last action you can take is pass. The pass action is mandatory and it ends the hero's turn. So if I was passing with this hero, I would exhaust the hero, so I would turn them sideways, and you'll discard the plan card and any statuses that may be on your hero. After the fastest hero's turn, the minion phase begins. In this phase, you'll push each lane in the order decided by the team with priority. If there are one or more minions in a lane, you'll perform 3 steps. The first is to count momentum. So the contested area is the area with minions in a lane. There can be at most 1 contested area in each lane. Each minion contributes 1 momentum, and each hero contributes 1 momentum. So I have 3 momentum to the other team's 1. And now I can spend my momentum, but you only spend the difference. So the difference between us is 2 momentum. So minions must assault whenever possible. And if they can't assault, they'll try to siege. And if they can't siege, they'll advance. To assault, I'll spend my momentum to deal that amount of damage. So it's only 1 damage to attack this guy. I spend 1 momentum, and I still have 1 momentum left. And I can use that to assault this tower. So I'll go ahead and destroy it, since it too only has 1 hit point. However, towers retaliate, so I would lose 1 of my minions. Now in this example, if I had had another momentum, then I can spend 1 momentum to move all of the minions, and only the minions, not the heroes, into an adjacent lane area toward the enemy nexus. Later on in the game, if you manage to get your minions to an unprotected nexus, then you can perform the siege action. To siege the nexus, you'll spend all of your remaining momentum to deal that same amount of damage to the adjacent enemy nexus, ignoring its tough ability, which I'll explain later. Just like towers, the nexus retaliates. And if that attack action defeats the last of your pushing minions, any momentum left is lost. The tough ability possessed by the nexus means that it cannot lose more than 1 hit point at a time, which is ignored by minions. But if this guy were trying to attack the nexus, it doesn't matter how much they're attacking for, the nexus just loses 1 point. Once you've finished spending your momentum in the 3 lanes, you'll then place minions. Each team places 1 friendly minion in the area with minions, so the contested area, or if there are no minions in the lane, you'll place them in the area marked with M instead. Then proceed to push the next lane. After the minion phase is the jungling phase. Each hero in an area with a monster defeats it. And when one of your heroes defeats a monster, flip the monster token to its other side and keep it in front of you to track the gold available to your team. If there are heroes from opposing teams in the same area, the team with the most heroes in that area defeats the monster. And if tied, neither team defeats the monster. Monsters, like any other unit, may also be defeated with spells and attacks. The jungling phase is just another way to defeat them. After the jungling phase, the slowest hero takes their turn. But let me explain how jungles work. Imagine a jungle as being thick and lush, with lots of trees and other things obscuring the area. Because of this, a unit, such as this one, that is ranged, cannot see into an area to attack either a monster or an enemy unless they have an ally inside the area that can act as their eyes. So in this case, this hero can attack this monster because of their ally. However, if that ally wasn't here, this hero is unable to attack this monster. And that also applies if there's an enemy. This enemy is obscured and cannot be attacked, again, unless there's an ally. After the slowest hero's turn is the Onward Phase. The Onward Phase happens only if all heroes are exhausted or respawning. If they are, the day ends. You will ready all exhausted heroes, or if you had a respawning hero, you will exhaust it, and then you will advance the Onward token on the day track. And at the end of the first day, the outsider enters play. That's why the number 2 is purple. Place the outsider figure in the river marked with this symbol. And place a stack of 4 outsider tokens in the HP track next to 5. Either side up, it doesn't matter right now. At the end of the 5th day, the team whose nexus has most hit points wins, or the team with priority in case of a tie. A key concept to explain is distance. For this guy, this or this or this, these are all 1 distance away. From here to here, or from here to here is 2. So if he was all the way back here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Status effects apply only to heroes, and maximum 1 of each type per hero. And when a hero gains a status, you'll place the token on that hero's sheet. If you ever defeat a hero, if they're the active hero, they must immediately resolve a pass action and end their turn. Then, regardless of whether they were the active hero or not, rotate their hero sheet 90 degrees to change their state. So if they were ready, they're now exhausted, or if they were exhausted, they're now respawning. Place their hit point token and figure on their sheet and remove all their statuses. The hero is out of play and they cannot take actions, use items, or abilities. Defeated heroes will eventually return to the ready state. So during the Onward phase, they'll go from respawning to exhausted and eventually exhausted to ready. When you plan with a hero that is out of play, they enter play again, placing their figure back in the nexus and setting their hit points back to 9. The hero that defeated the other hero levels up. To level up a hero, flip over their sheet to the gold bordered side and heal 2 HP. And if you level up a hero that's already been leveled up, the enemy team levels up 1 hero of their choice. And that is how you play Onward. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and feel free to check out my other content. Thanks.